Okay, good morning. So today is day 2. There are again two questions what we are discussing of 2025 paper. So the first question of today's discussion, what was asked last year, was that they've asked on Locke's view on revolution. This was the first question today we are going to discuss. This was a UPSC 2024 question which was asked for 10 marks, 150 words. So again, it is a straightforward, easy question what you can write. So one, you will introduce about Locke. So you're going to write Locke as the father, called as the father of liberalism, and in his most celebrated work, two treatises on government, he has given his views on revolution. So here you can say that means now you have to bring his view, what he said about revolution. So here you say for Locke, he recognizes the people's right to revolt against the state if the state fails to what? The state fails to abide by the contract. So for Locke, state is like a trustee, and when the trust is broken, so like what you have to explain, like when. So if the state fails to protect the natural rights, or it makes laws or takes executive decision which is contrary to the natural rights or natural law, then people have the right to change the state. But then you can add into your answer saying that Locke's revolution is not comparable to the Marxian revolution, which was mainly based on what? A violent revolution to overthrow the system. This is more of a gradual change. And you can say Locke's view on revolution has inspired the American Revolution in that regard. And that is why he is rightly called as the what? Father of liberalism. So this is what you need to write on Locke's view or Locke's theory of revolution. A straightforward question, easy question what they've asked. Any doubt here? The next question what they've asked was that, second question, again for 10 marks. Decline of liberalism. This was asked for 10 marks in UPSC 2024. So again, if you look at this question, it's a topic on ideologies. Okay. So here the question demand, what they're telling is that you have to tell why liberalism is seeing a decline. Okay. So basically you need to write about the present, not about the past. Okay. Because when you read liberalism, you have classical liberalism, you have modern liberalism, you have neoliberalism. So here better way to start the answer is that you can say liberalism as an ideology took birth in the early 19th century. Okay. Then you can say over the years, liberalism had become the most dominant ideology, like Francis Fukuyama. Fukuyama, in his work, The End of History, had claimed that what? Liberalism has won the battle of ideologies. But however, you'll write, the recent development shows there is a growing sense of what? Decline of liberalism. You have to tell why. So one, we can say what Farid Zakaria says. Zakaria says, rise of illiberal democracies across Europe. Okay. So for example, Viktor Orban in Hungary, etc. Means these governments are bringing policies which are contradictory to liberal philosophy. Or second one, you can say there is also a backlash against market economy, especially in Europe. You can give example of in France, Yellow Vest protest. In America, Occupy Wall Street movement. Third, you can also say that the other reason is increasing inequality. And you can also, the growing sense of migration into Europe has also led to strengthening of neo-fascist groups in Europe as well as in America. And these groups have, what you can say, since these governments have come to power, they have led to what? Formation of illiberal governments. Or fourth one, what you can say, weakening of liberal institutions. So for example, you can say with United States of America withdrawing itself from World Health Organization or inactive role in global liberal institution, this has paved way for again to what? Rise of authoritarianism. So all these factors have led to the decline of liberalism. But you can say, however, when we look back, we can say liberalism has always modified itself in times of crisis. Okay. So now you can say the step has been taken in this direction. With now we are seeing a shift from Washington consensus to what? Cornwall consensus. Understood? This is what you can write as an answer for this question. So this is one question where you can say you don't find content in book. This is something which you will have to use your current knowledge, your current developments, and then you have to be able to write the answer. Otherwise, you won't be able to write the answer for this question just based on your bookish knowledge. Okay, so the question was what? Decline of liberalism. If you know what is liberalism, what are the values of liberalism, then you can say why there is a decline. So you can give reasons for it. But then I would conclude my answer by saying that even though liberalism has seen a decline in that regard, but it is not the end of liberalism. Why? Because history has always shown that liberalism has been capable of remodifying itself. So you have seen classical liberalism, modern liberalism, neoliberalism. Now it is again trying to reinvent itself. And that is why some say liberalism is not an ideology, it's an intellectual movement. Got it? Understood how to write the answer for this question. So that's why I said it's always important that you just, if you read alone, it is not sufficient. You have to do a lot of thinking process, because UPSC is an exam which is mainly based on thinking of the student. It is not just you read and just you come and vomit it into the exam, you are going to get marks. And lot of students, that's the problem. Means there is lack of originality in their answers, the lack of thinking in their answers. Why they don't think? Because they're always into rush into what, just by hearting things or just using market material and say that, you know, I have read this material 10 times. It's not only about reading material, any material it is almost same, but it is more about getting your understanding well, understanding the concepts well, ability to interlink and integrate well. Got it? That should have been done at your preparation stage itself. If that is done, then your writing and other things will be good. Otherwise, what will happen, that you'll always struggle. Means when there are questions, you'll always feel that it is not there in your notes, or you don't know how to approach the question. Okay. So we'll end it here, and again we'll continue tomorrow with 2 questions again from UPSC 2024 paper, part A. So first round we are completing all the part A question of last 5 years. Then we'll go into part B, and same way, paper 1, part A, paper 2, part B. Got it? So I hope most of you are able to understand that how to approach these questions and what content could be written. See, content can be written anything. Examples you can give different, but I'm telling the structure and the flow. This is what should be there in your answer. Okay. So again we'll meet tomorrow.